Fed meeting, US PPI, crypto pressure. What's moving markets? The Federal Reserve begins a two-day meeting with markets in disarray, scrambling to charge in a 75 basis point hike in key interest charges. The dollar's boost towards the yen and euro stops after a rare admission of problem from Japan's finance minister and extra jawboning from an ECB hawk. US PPI information for May could exchange that within the near time period. Crypto stays below strain in the wake of the Celsius network crumble. OPEC releases its month-to-month oil market report. Oracle surprises to the upside with its quarterly earnings. Here's what you want to recognize in economic markets on Tuesday, June 14. 1. Markets in disarray as Fed meeting starts off. The Federal Reserve kicks off a two-day coverage assembly in opposition to a more and more disorderly marketplace backdrop. Market consensus has swiftly switched to expect a 75 basis point growth in the Fed funds goal price on Wednesday within the wake of another painful overshoot in customer inflation in May. Producer price inflation information for the month are due at 8:30 a.m. ET, 12:30, and appearance probable to cement such expectations, with a consensus forecast for any other hefty 0.8% increase in prices from April. The benchmark 10-year Treasury yield rose by means of the maximum this year on Monday as investors scrambled to reprice rising interest rate risks. At 3.32%, it now trades roughly degree with the 2-year. Be aware, having in brief traded through that stage on Monday. A sustained period of short-term rates trading above long-term ones has historically been a fairly reliable predictor of recessions. 2. Crypto still underneath stress after Celsius disintegrate. The cryptocurrency space remains beneath strain after one in every of the biggest multifunction gamers in the area, Celsius Network, suspended withdrawals amid a liquidity crisis on Monday. Bitcoin costs touched a brand new 18-month low of $20,859 in early trading in Europe, earlier than recovering a touch to alternate at $22,307 through 6:05 a.m. Eastern Time. That's nonetheless down 7.5% from past due Monday in New York. Caution is still the order of the day, with market individuals conscious that MicroStrategy, Nasdaq, MSTR, a de facto leveraged Bitcoin fund, faces a margin name on a $205 million mortgage if the fee falls under $21,000. On the brighter aspect, the sector's biggest crypto change by means of quantity, Binance, turned into able to resume withdrawals after quickly suspending them on Monday. 3. Stocks set to open with dead cat leap. U.S. stock markets are set to open with a dead cat leap later, after a start to the week that reeked of capitulation. The Small Business Optimism Index compiled by way of the NFIB earlier edged down to 93.1 from 93.2, an 18-month low, however a smaller drop than seen in most current months. Stocks possibly to be in recognition later consist of Oracle NYSE, ORCL, whose quarterly update beat expectations overdue on Monday, and Apple Nasdaq, AAPL, which is beneath fireplace from EU antitrust regulators again. Crypto proxies remain under the cosh. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy became down 5.4% in pre-market. Coinbase, Nasdaq, Coin, down 1.5%. 4. Dollar boost pauses after Japanese ECB feedback. The greenback paused its upward march in opposition to both the euro and the yen, after Japan's finance minister gave an extraordinary admission of challenge approximately its weak point, and the hawks at the European Central Bank revived the combat for a half-point upward thrust in interest quotes in July. Dutch crucial financial institution Governor Clausnaut informed the French Day by Day Le Monde in an interview that the ECB ought to increase through extra than the 25 BP hike mentioned in its steerage last week. At the time, the ECB had left the door open to extra drastic motion in September, however committed to a sluggish and data-dependent approach through the summer season. 5. Oil edges better. OPEC monthly report. API due crude expenses moved higher ahead of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries month-to-month report in the oil market at 7:45 a.m. ET. Its forecast for demand out of China can be of precise observe, given the renewed flare-ups of COVID-19 in Beijing and Shanghai that threaten to trigger a brand new wave of mobility restrictions. A Beijing authorities spokesman said in advance that the metropolis needed to pass all out to carry a virulent disease tied to one precise bar beneath control.